here we go. Today we're gonna be talking about how to deal with losing someone. And this topic is actually inspired by this website that I was introduced to because I met the girl who started it. Her name is Vivian and her website is Too Damn Young. And it's essentially a website and a resource where young people can go to grieve. And I think that's something that's really important because there are so many people, especially young people, that lose somebody that they love and then they don't know what to do. They don't know how to deal with it. And I have been in that boat. I would say I still am in that boat. My dad died unexpectedly when I was 17 years old, and no one really knew how to handle it, including myself. And I sat down and talked to Vivian recently for quite a while, and she brought up this really great point. When you lose someone, everyone has lost a different person. So for myself, when my dad died, I lost my dad, my best friend. My mom lost her life partner. Everyone's relationship is different and everyone grieves in a different way. I learned that I don't grieve like my mother. I just had this natural instinct to get outside and to just really take it second by second and not try to think too much about the future and to just try and get through the present moment. That was the thing that got me through like the first couple of days. I just literally took it second by second. I preferred to be on my own and to express myself through writing and reading and to find solace in that reading, because there were things that would come up just unexpectedly when I would be reading something or writing something, and things would just make sense and things would click. And it was a really great feeling. Looking back, another thing that really sticks out to me is the day that my dad died and my best friend called me because we weren't physically in the same place. So she called me and we just sat on the phone crying together. Just that on its own was something so powerful, and words didn't really even need to be spoken. And sometimes that's all you want and that's all you need. You just want someone to be there, to just exist with you. There's nothing that has to be said. I just want you to know that if you have lost someone, to not feel ashamed of having to grieve, because I don't think that there should ever be a blanket of shame put over anybody who has lost anyone. It doesn't matter what your relationship was to them, because you are hurting, and that is something that you need to experience. I don't believe in shoving things under the rug because that's when things get worse. I know I still experience grief. The strangest thing for me with losing my dad was just feeling like he was on this business trip and he was gonna come home, and then realizing the permanence of death was the thing that would really strike the grief inside of me, and the sadness and the pain. And there is no designated time for grieving either. It's not like, oh, within the first year you're gonna be totally fine and forget that any of this even happened. That's not the case. I just want you to know that if you have lost someone, or you know a person that has lost someone recently, you're not alone, they're not alone, and there are resources and there are things that can help. And grief doesn't have to be this horrible negative thing that is shameful. This is something that you live with and becomes a part of you, and that's not a bad thing. I really love what Vivian said to me. She said that grief is something that she has just learned walks alongside her. It's not something that defines every single aspect of her life. It doesn't take over, but it's something that's there, and it's something that she learns from. And I think that's a great, healthy place to be. So if any of you have lost someone, I would love it if you would go down into the comments and share how you deal with your grief and you're getting through your loss, because maybe that will help someone else. And only do that if you feel comfortable with it. It's not something that I want to force you into, but if you do feel comfortable with it, I think it would be so brave and so courageous and so wonderful to help other people that are in a similar situation. So yeah, that is gonna be it for today. If you have anything that you would like to share in regards to this topic on Twitter or anywhere else, or if there's something you want me to talk about in the future, use the hashtag 5MFU, and I will see you guys next week. Peace out.